So in this video we have 4 graphs, and these are just sketches, so they're certainly not to scale. But what we need to do is write down what the equation of the line is in each of these cases. So let's start with number 1. So the first one here, we have a y-intercept of 4. So we already know it's of the form of y equals mx plus 4. We already know that. So what we need to do is work out what that gradient is. What is m? Well, we know that it's going through -2 on the x-axis. So we're going 2 along and 4 up. Okay, but in order to read off the gradient, you need to go 1 along and then something up as your gradient. So the way to calculate the gradient is to do the difference in the y divided by the difference in the x. So 4 divided by 2, which is 2. So that must mean that the equation is y equals 2x plus 4. So the difference in the y divided by the difference in the x. Right, let's go for number 2. Now, we have here a negative gradient, and it's going through -12 on the y-axis. So we know it's of the form y equals mx take away 12, but we just need to work out what m is, and we know that it has to be negative because of the negative gradient. So we're going 3 along and 12 down. So that's not 1 along, unfortunately, so we can't just read off the gradient that easily. So if we do the difference in the y divided by the difference in the x, so that's 12 divided by 3, so 12 divided by 3 is 4, so that must be -4. So it's y equals -4x take away 12. How about number 3? Well, number 3 has a positive gradient. It's going through -8 on the y-axis, so we know it's y equals mx take away 8. But what's the gradient? Well, we're going 2 along, 8 up here. So we're going to have to do difference in y divided by difference in x. So that's 8 divided by 2. So 8 divided by 2 is 4. So that means it has to be y equals 4x take away 8. Right, last one. Now we have a negative gradient. So we know that a negative gradient, so we know we're going to have minus something in front of the x. The y-intercept is 5, so we can already write down it's y equals mx plus 5. But what's the gradient? Well, it's going through 9 on the x-axis. So the difference in the y-coordinates divided by the difference in the x-coordinates is 5 over 9. But it's a negative gradient, so that must be minus 5 over 9. So it's y equals -5/9 x plus 5.